Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this cute treat holder that will hold a chocolate bar. And of course, this is a fairly large holder, so you can use it for other treats too if you can't find these chocolate bars. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. To create my box to hold my candy bar, I am going to start by scoring on the 5/8 inch mark and the 4 3/8 inch mark. And then I'm going to turn this and I'm going to score at 3 5/8, 4 1/8, 7 3/4, and then 8 3/8. Now that I've got my scoring done, I can set this to the side. I'm going to fold this with my fingers just to get a nice start to my crease, and then I can bring in my bone folder. Once I have that done, I'm ready to start cutting. So I am going to begin by cutting the top strip here all the way down to the second score line. I'm going to place my paper snips on that second score line and then here on this one and cut in. Now, if your scissors catch, simply turn it over and that'll allow you to get a nicer, straighter line since it will be on the right. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other tab, cutting all the way down to that second score line. Okay, next I'm going to take these two tabs on the side of the box here and cut them to where they meet and then cut out a wedge out of the smaller section. And I'm going to turn that over and repeat on the other side. Okay, now that I have that done, I'm ready to add my tear and tape to my box flaps. And I'm going to do that on these two smaller flaps. I'm going to bring in my tool, and if you have an old used gift card, you can use that for cutting. It just gives you a sharp edge that's flat to press against, giving you a nicer tear. I've got my tear and tape on. I'm going to burnish that. And then I'm going to build. Now I'm going to press these buttons in. You can actually add a small glue dot if you want to and attach them here, but I'm not worried about that. I'm okay if they are not sealed down. So I've got that first flap down. I'm going to bring my box together and press, and then I'm going to repeat on the other side, just lining up that bottom edge and pressing all the way up. I've got my holder made now and I can slide in my bar and I'm ready to decorate. Now that I have my candy bar in the box, I can add my little adhesive to keep my box closed. So I'm simply going to pull off a 1/4 of a circle here is what I cut, and I pulled off the first layer. I'm going to add that to my cover on the inside. And that second piece of Velcro is attached to it, so I can just pull that off. And what that does is put the placement exactly where it needs to be and pull that down and press. And there you go. I am ready to decorate the cover, so let me show you how I did that. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you're using it in the right orientation. This box lid is very close in its measurements, so you want to make sure you've done that. And then I'm going to ink up these beautiful snowflakes using my Coastal Cabana, and I am going to stamp the large one up here in the top, and then I think I'm going to bring this pretty lacy one and place it here and another one here, and then I'm going to randomly add these little snowflakes scattered around. And let's see, I'm going to tuck one in this corner also. There we go. I've got my focal point done and I'm moving on to my sentiment. So I'm going to stamp this right in the center of this basic white cardstock. Let's see, that's a little close to the edge. So let's do that again. and I'm going to cut that out with the die. So let me show you how to assemble it and finish off the project. Okay, I've got my die cutting done, and I'm going to take my snowflake panel now, and I'm going to adhere this onto the fresh freesia. And then I'm going to bring in my box, and I'm going to adhere that right to the lid. There we go. I'm going to burnish that a little bit so it's nice and adhered. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment and a few mini dimensionals, and I'm going to add that to the back so I can pop this up on the gift, just to give it a little bit of dimension and interest. And I'm going to adhere that right down here on the front. And then I'm going to bring in these beautiful adhesive back sequins. They come in the Fresh Freeze, the Coastal Cabana, and this beautiful smoky slate, I believe is what it is. And I'm going to pick those sequins up and simply pop a few of them around the front of my project to add a little bit of shimmer and shine. See, I think I can add one there. And I am going to add a Coastal Cabana here to the left of the sentiment, along with, let's say I'm going to place one here. That gives me an odd number and uses both of the colors, and I think that adds just enough shine. So there you go, a cute and easy treat for somebody special that holds these wonderful Ritter Sport bars. They come in all kinds of varieties and flavors, so you can pick your favorite one. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop on my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.